Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read John Belleris's Revenge of the Wizard's Ghost, which is the fourth book in the Johnny Dixon series. It's a direct sequel to The Spell of the Sorcerer's Skull, and it's that very, spoiler, but it's the very same warlock that returns to seek revenge on his skull being purloined. And just like I had predicted earlier, as Johnny grows older, the books become increasingly darker, and this is dealing with demonic possession, and I thought, these are children's books. And it's just interesting that Mr. Bellairs would do this. And it's woefully short. I got through it in no time flat. It was less than 100 pages. I want to keep it because the books were hard to come by. They were very difficult to come by. These are actually, the Johnny Dixons are a lot easier to procure versus Louis Barnevelt. And I've got 4 out of the 13 of the Barnevelt series, and I've got the whole Johnny Dixon series, and out of the Anthony Munday series, I only have 2 of the 4. But if they're written anything like the other Bellairs books, I'm probably going to love them dearly, because he spares no detail in just making you very uncomfortable and putting you on the edge of your seat and making you gnash your teeth and thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Is something bad going to happen to Childermass, his one and only guardian, or his grandma's his other guardian? But it makes you fear for his safety. It was extremely well written, and of course there is a sense of relief when you come to the end and you think, oh, thank God. Because Johnny actually goes through quite a bit in this one, and it's extremely unnerving and very frightening. And being that October's nearly around the corner, I love to read stories that are suspenseful and mysterious, paranormal, supernatural, and psychologically terrifying. And this is one of those. It's absolutely fantastically written, but I think that if your child is a certain age, they shouldn't read it because it's really quite frightening and disturbing. And like I said, it deals with demonic possession, actually enacted upon with a warlock who hates Childermass. And you learn that this particular warlock has a beef with Roderick, and you think, oh, great. So, Godspeed, Roderick. But it has a happy ending, and it's really quite sensational, and it deals with the Urim and the Thummim, which I thought was really quite fascinating. I thought, oh, you're getting into Old Testament stuff here, mysticism, the Kabbalah, and I haven't really touched upon anything like that in children's literature, so it makes it all the more intriguing and unique. And I'm one of those people, I don't know why, but I've always been fascinated by that. Especially, there was a series called Dig, and sadly it was only 1 season. I think it's because of the controversial nature of it, and due to the fact that they filmed it in Israel, and yeah, my homeland. But I should say, well, it is my homeland, but I really don't know that much else. And he doesn't go into Cagliostro. He does in the next book, which I'm going to speak more of, because the Count of Cagliostro is a very intriguing character, and this is the first time he's actually touched upon Cagliostro, and that's another thing, that just being the strange and unusual things that I encounter when I'm reading. I'm always getting myself into really obscure topics that lead down really unbelievable rabbit holes. Like when I got into Nicholas Flamel, oh man, that was quite the rabbit hole. Actually, that one is that one still has no solution. They don't know about about Nicholas's body, whether Well, they just said he disappeared, kind of like Enoch. Yeah, and he was not, for he was taken by the Lord. But anyway, it's actually one of my favorite verses in the Bible, just because it's so incredible. Yeah, he wasn't corrupted. He was just God just went boop. Hey, Enoch, I'm gonna take you for a bit. That would be so hot, but just kind of walking about, and all of a sudden, what the? What? Oh, okay. I'm back home. But I mean, I wouldn't complain. But anyways, excellent book. I loved reading it, and perfect for the fall season, and absolutely, apropos for Halloween right around the corner. One of my favorite times of the year, other than Day of the Dead and All Saints. But it ends with a very happy ending, and like I said, it's a direct sequel to Sorcerer's Skull. So yeah, he's riddled with terrible dreams. He's got no control of himself. He finds himself yelling at Childermass, and it's really not him. It's actually the warlock who's taking control of him, just to enact revenge on Rod. But yeah, interesting, is it not? But nonetheless, it's fantastically written, and I recommend it if you're into the Bel Air series, and just start with Blue Figurine and then go all the way through. Because if you haven't read Blue Figurine, none of it's going to make any sense. It follows a very episodic pattern, just like with Samuel Clemens. And the one thing, like with Samuel Clemens, his main crux is accountability. So he uses that in every book. And you would think that would become tiresome and that he's like beating a dead horse. But really, to me, it really isn't. It's a very good object lesson. And when he tries to drive home to his readers, whether they be my age or kids who are really into mysticism and magic and all that. But that's about all I have to say. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.